You want answers?
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
You want answers?
You have offended my family.
I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth.
And you have offended a Shaolin temple.
You can't handle the truth.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Radical Rant.
Well, if you've been listening to this show for any length of time, you've probably heard this little bit of comedy or music that we play from time to time on the show that asks about a dime for every dime bag. You know, if we had a dime for every dime bag that's sold in America, marijuana would be legal by now. And it's something I want to talk about a little bit here as we get ready to go to the Seattle Hemp Fest. And not the least of which because I just paid for business cards and flyers and stuff, but just because I get to thinking sometimes when we're doing this that people don't realize how much is being given by the people who put these things together and that are trying to legalize marijuana. I mean, we look at guys like Kelly Maddie out there in Joplin, Missouri with Missouri NORML, who's done numerous initiatives for lowest priority and has kept the ball moving in Missouri, only to have his a tornado wipe out his house, you know, and him and his brother's house. I'll be heading out there to Joplin later next month to help fundraise for them. I think of the people who, you know, like Mark Emery, who's been put in prison here in America, Eddie Lepp, Chris Barkowitz, and so forth. These people whose lives are ruined just because they're trying to move this ball forward, and all the people that are working in NORML chapters. You know, I think sometimes people get this impression, and I'm glad they do, that they get this impression that NORML is this huge organization with millions and millions of dollars to throw around. You know, we hear the drug czar often talk about the well-financed drug lobby, you know, the deep pockets of the drug legalizers. And I'm here to tell you that's just not true. There's just not a whole lot of deep pockets going on here, and marijuana legalization movement has been hit by this recession as much as anyone else has been. So it gets frustrating as we see how close we are to the goal of legalization. And in the public's mind, we see the Agnes Reed poll pulling up 55% support for legalization. And then knowing how close we are, but yet seeing the finances getting cut back and seeing the losses people are taking. So I hope that everyone out there understands that it's up to you. It's up to you and me. It's up to us as cannabis consumers to continue to fund these organizations and these projects that keep moving the ball forward and keep these initiatives going. And none so much as, you know, nobody gives any more than the people that are working right here on this show. I mean, Carrie is putting together news stories all the time, you know, working day after day to write these things up. John and Kaliko are driving in every day to work here. This is all volunteer work. The people that put these shows up on the NORML network, I don't know that any of them are getting paid for what they do. They donate their time. They donate their talent. The people that are writing for magazines like West Coast Leaf, West Coast Cannabis, you know, very few people are actually getting paid for the writing that you're reading at these trade shows and hemp festivals that you go to, where you're getting all the news about cannabis and what's happening lately. A lot of that is volunteer effort. The websites that you're going to, like Drug War Facts out there, or you know, a lot of the different blogs that are out there are being run by people who are just donating their time and talent because they feel so strongly about this movement. You know, when you look at it, when you look at the totality of it, it's really amazing how much has been accomplished despite the lack of financial support that's available out there. And so when I run that ad, you know, if we had a dime for every dime bag, marijuana would be legal by now. It's a tough thing because part of the problem is the people making money on marijuana being illegal don't really want to spend a lot of that money on lowering their profit margins or lowering their business opportunities. I see it as short-sighted. I see it, you know, that a legal market provides far more opportunities for everyone to get involved, and legalization, so long as we keep the right to home grow, could lead to a burgeoning cottage industry for many people who have been laid off, whose factories and whose jobs have moved out of the country. It's nothing but opportunity for us, but some people are short-sighted and they don't see legalization as being in their best interest. And this isn't directed necessarily at the people who are longtime listeners of this show. We've gotten so many donations and so much help and support from the people out there that are listening to us day after day that this show, frankly, wouldn't even be possible without that support and donation. The soundboards, the microphones we're coming to you over here, a lot of the money that we use to pay for the internet connection comes from the regular donations of the people that are listening to this show. we've always pledged to do this show for free because the truth deserves to be free and everyone deserves access to it. But if you can help contribute, my goodness, that helps us a whole lot. We've got buttons for donations up at the blog at stash.normal.org if you want to help contribute. We got people that just kick in $4.20 a month. Thank you. That's fantastic. That $4.20 a month, PayPal takes their cut. Ends up like $3.78, but still, that right there is the money it takes us to do postage to send out a contest giveaway to someone. Or that there helps pay for the paper that I have to use to reload the printer for the faxes that come into me for people starting normal chapters, or the ink that we have to pay for, This is all done through the good work and effort of a lot of volunteers out there and a lot of people that are working really, really hard that need your support. And we're doing everything we can to, make it a value for you too. I mean, you can check out the websites out there, ganjajohn.com. I'm sure there's going to be an Irie Island Hour. There's cannabisfantastic.com. People that are part of this show running their websites, trying to sell you a shirt or a hat or, a signed poster, whatever it might be. Know that when you're doing that, a lot of that money and a lot of that effort is coming back here to bring the news to you and the interviews with all of the movers and shakers, and especially these special events. We go to these special events like the Seattle Hemp Fest or the Normal Conference or all the places we go, and it's not like we're living in the lap of luxury. Let's just say we'll have 12, 13 people in a room, people crashed on couches, in the corners of rooms. The Montana gig I just did, I slept in the back of a car at the end of the gig, right? So people are working hard and they're making sacrifices to make this all happen for you. So it does get disappointing when you look at the finances and you look at the money available, and people that send in suggestions like, we ought to have a march on the White House lawn, or we ought to send these books, a copy of Marijuana is Safer to every congressman, or whatever. I've heard a lot of these suggestions. We ought to have a TV channel or a network or an ad, or it's like, great. Those are great. God, I wish we had the money to do that. Wouldn't that be great if we had the money? A lot of ideas coming in, not necessarily a lot of money. So let's change that. Let's start supporting ourselves with our own self-taxation. Think about it. For those of you out there that are buying a bag from now and then, and whatever it costs you out there, it's different all over the country. I know when I was buying a bag, it's like $40, whatever. Tax yourself. Throw another 5 into normal. Throw another 5 into ASA, or Students for Sensible Drug Policy, or SAFER, or your local group, your local normal chapter, whatever it may be. Tax yourself, right? What better tax could you ask for than the one that gets you what you want, right? I know when I go and pay taxes on things here, that the taxes are going to bombs and bullets and warplanes and pork barrel spending and all sorts of things I wish I could direct it away from. Here you got a tax, you can tax yourself and know that it's going to help support keeping you out of a prison cell and reclaiming our individual freedom, our individual right, our inalienable right in this country to plant seeds and harvest the crops that come from them. The Constitution didn't put a right to plant seeds and harvest the crops in there because it was written by a bunch of farmers living in an agrarian society. The notion to them that someone would abrogate that right, that try to take that away from the people, is ludicrous. They would never even come to their conception that would be something that would happen. So we need to change that. We need to reclaim our rights, and the fact is, it has to be done with money. It has to be done. Some money has to be pledged into this. So let's make it happen. Let's make this a banner year for fundraising here at Normal and all the other organizations, and show them that even though times are down, we have the answer. We have the answer to jobs. We have the answer to economic security, environmental sustainability, medical care for the people that they can afford, that they can take care of themselves by growing a plant. We got so many answers here. Let's put our money where our mouth is. Let's actually put some dollars toward what we believe and send what you can to normal.org, to this show through the stash.normal.org site, to the people that work with us, yellowannacake.com, handmadeapparel.biz, ganjajohn.com, all the websites, johndoeradio.com, Cannabis Cure UK. Look them up. You can go to our website and find links to all of them. Pick one you like and support it, and know that, even if you can't be the one out there marching, if you're the person who's got the job and can't stand up and be known as the cannabis consumer, at least feel good in your heart that I'm doing something. I'm contributing $5 a bag to marijuana legalization. That's it, $5 a bag. Let's make that $4.20 a bag. If you got change, man, whatever you want to do. But let's make a difference here, and let's show that we've got the answer, and we believe in it so much, we're willing to fund the groups and self-fund our way out of this. We're not backed by a billionaire here at Normal. We don't got some sugar daddy, lavishing, commas on us in our bank account. We need the help of every one of you, all the tokers out there. 26 million of us in this country. 26 million of us. 420 from each one of you? Oh my God, the things we could do. Make it happen. Thanks for joining us here for this week. Next week is Shark Week. We've got all the legalization initiatives out west. Monday, Oregon. Tuesday, California. Wednesday, Colorado. Thursday, Washington State. And then Friday, we're in Washington State. We're at the Seattle Hemp Fest 20th anniversary, baby. We'll talk to you there. For Wiz Khalifa, Ganja John, and Cannabis Carrie, and everyone else involved with the Normal Network, thanks for joining us. And until next week, take care of each other, tokers.
We love the earth.
This is Normal Show Live, the voice of the marijuana nation.
You take a seed, you plant it, you grow it, you dry it, you roll it, you smoke it. You take a seed, you plant it, you grow it, you dry it, you roll it, you smoke it. You take a seed, you plant it, you grow it, you dry it, you roll it, you smoke it, and it goes down smooth.
Stormtrooper, why are you here? The youth them getting restless and they don't want you near. Said you're watching us, it's so improper. We seen your kind before, we call it informer. Said Stormtrooper, where will you go? This world, she no like you, so you better stay low. And up from the mountains and out from the trees. That is where you come from. To join the team. Well, I'm not used to these kind of things, but this is what the evil brings. Let me tell you about the fire. You bring the water up above. I bring my favorite people, and I'm bringing all my love. You on the battle. Well, don't look very far. You wanna fight somebody? Come fight the superstar. You're gonna stand a chance. You left without a passing glance. Oh, there's nothing you could ever do to keep me from stopping you. Whoa, whoa, yeah. Whoa, it's so dark and lonely out here in outer space. At least I got my keyboard and my robot has his bass, playing street sweeper tunes while watching TIE fighters fly by. Boy, things would be better if I was back at home with Pepper, burning Pacololo, not even noticing the weather. So far and so alone, a million light years away. Stormtrooper, back up from my door. I've got my blaster set, I'm ready to start a minor war. This won't be the day you were hoping for, so just walk away. Better run now, you are done now, 'cause you're standing in a bad man's town. It's time to get back to my daily routine. Have a beer in the bar on Tatooine. Take away everything, make my people scream out loud. Just bring it back, Lord, just bring it back. You mess it up and you rearrange. Open your eyes and turn the page. Just bring it back.